All right, today we're going to talk about lights. So my turn signals here are LEDs, front and back. They work fine. That's the side marker light hanging out down there. And you can see the yellow front light is flashing. But when I turn on my headlights, they all stop. Same thing is true with the tail lights in the back. Lights off, everything flashes. Lights on, everything stops. The front yellow lights go solid, and the side marker lights actually go off. So let's see what we can do to fix that. So the issue is that the ground for the light circuits goes through the side marker light, and the non-dominant or non-used filament is used as the return ground. So since an LED doesn't have ground in it, then when you turn on the headlights, the marker lights come on, and therefore there's no other element for it to go through, and you don't get a ground return. So to fix that, I bought some of these. I got them from Coors Unlimited, and I bought 4. I think you only probably need 2, but I'm gonna do front and back both. They come with the LED, they come with a ground spot, and the adapter. So this just plugs into your existing light socket, and you're pretty much done. I've got some self-sealing silicone tape to put around here and make that a little more waterproof. Now the fronts will just plug in to the existing socket. The backs, however, have the round bulb socket, so you've got to cut and replace them. So I bought some of these, the local, so you want to own an old car store. I bought 4 because I probably am going to replace, well, not probably, I already chopped it off. These are my front marker sockets, so these are pretty old, corroded, so I'm going to replace those with these new. Then here's the instructions that came with it. It says here to make sure that the LED bulb is inserted correctly so that the polarity is right, and there's a mark on the side to make sure it goes to the black wire. These do not have any mark on them. So I emailed the company, and they said this directions is for the older style that had a polarity. These don't have a polarity, so they can go in either way. So here's the best thing about working on old cars. I put it together, didn't work. So I was trying to test for voltage, and this came off, and this came out from up there. So somebody had spliced it up in there before, but not very well. Buy an old car, be fun, they said. So here it is. I fished it back up here so I can do it without laying on my face. As you can see, there's the splice. Looks like a decent job, but not good enough. So let's cut this open and see what's what. Must be relatively new because it's not covered in dirt and dust and grime. Of course, who knows? I probably did it. Of course, as old as that socket was, as rusty as it was, I don't think it was me. All right, after looking at it, it was definitely me, so past me kind of sucks. So I got the turn signals on now. And there you can see we got, oh, you can't see it, sorry. Got the turn signals on now. So there you can see, we definitely got a blinker. This one's off, so I wonder if that's the headlight. So let me go turn the headlights on. Oh, sorry. All right, headlights are now on. So, if we take a look, that one's still flashing. This one is solid. So it's getting the signal, but it has nowhere to return the ground because this is now positive. So, let's hook up our thing. All right, let me see if I can explain what's going on here. If I take this, hook one end to the brown wire, and the other end to here, nothing. You can see it flashing? Oh, you can't see. See it flashing? So that means it's using this brown wire as a ground. Now, if I take this and put it on the battery ground, which you can't see off camera here, nothing's going on there on the brown wire because it's a ground. But if I go over to the green wire, you can see it flashing. Much better, obviously, because it's a better ground than going through this piece of crap. So let me turn the headlights on. So what happens now with the headlights on is this is now on because it's the side headlight. This will still flash because I'm connected to battery ground. But if I put it back over here, it won't flash because this now has power, not ground. But if I had a 2-element light in here, as this has power, as the green light powers and flashes, it could use the other non-element for ground. I hope that makes sense. I'm not explaining it very well, but the problem is LED bulbs don't have filaments. All right, so I've hooked up the socket. I've hooked up the socket to the feed wires, plugged in my ground adapter, and there's my bulb, and then I have the ground adapter right now hooked to battery ground. So, we're going to turn on the turn signal. And now I'm going to turn on the headlights. And voila. Although we still have another problem. Note that the top side marker and the bottom turn signal light are both working. If I turn on the headlights, you'll see the bottom one stops working. So I may need one of those per light. That's not gonna work because these freaking things are 40 bucks a piece. So I'm gonna have to rethink that. Okay, let's take a look at the back. So here is the side marker hooked up with the ground adapter and just a single element bulb here I have hooked up to the turn signal right here. So let's go turn on the turn signals. And as you can see, they both flash. So I'm going to turn on the headlights and you'll notice the pattern will change. So now they flash out of sequence because the side markers use the ground through the bulb. So now all I've done is replace the incandescent bulb with an LED. So let's go turn on the flashers. As you can see, they both flash just fine. So now let's go turn on the headlights and see what happens. They should flash in a new pattern for the headlights. But as you can see, they do not. So this still flashes because of the grounding adapter. This doesn't flash because it has no way to find a new ground. So let's go check the front. And the same thing in the front. The under bumper is not flashing, but the side marker, which has the adapter on it down there, is still flashing. So how am I going to fix that? So here's what I found, is if I take a small light, I mean this is a small, I think it's 40 milliamp light, and if I put it in parallel, I don't know if you can see down here, in parallel with the LED, look what happens. They start flashing in the alternate pattern like they're supposed to. So now let's go check the front lights. So up front we can see the side marker is still flashing as expected because again it has the ground adapter, but the underside lights are also now flashing. Alright, so my solution to fix that is to buy some of these 161 bulbs. They're 2.7 watts, and then I also bought another set of freaking sockets, which puts my total socket cost about $1,000 for this stupid car. But alright, so let's go turn on the turn signals. So now you can see they flash in sync. So I'm going to turn on the headlights and they should flash out of sync. So here you can see they're out of sync, and the way I did that was I put that light in parallel across this brake light, tail light, flashy thing, and that now gives this a path to get back to ground and flash out of sync. It's a little hard to see in the sun, but as you can see, the bottom light and the side marker are still flashing. So here's the two back tail lights. By the way, I took out the backup lens and put in two red. I'll show you that in a minute. But the side marker's in place, the two back lights are in place. I just threw the little incandescent over on the side now. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that. I may cut those wires and extend them and make it like a trunk light up in here or something on both sides. I'm not sure yet. So let's take a look at the front. The front is in place. I soldered up the wires, put the ground on, and put the underneath. By the way, this is the first time I used a gas soldering iron, and I must say I do really like it. It heats up fast, easier to use without the cord. Just have to be careful with this little exhaust vent right here. You can burn your hand. But overall, I like it. So let's give it a try. Here's the turn signal without the headlights on. As you can see, the side marker works. Under bumper works. Let's go check out the tail lights. They work. Like I said, I took out the backup light. So now let's turn on the headlights. So with the headlights on, I still have a side marker under the bumper. Back side marker and back tail lights. So all I have to do now is do the other side and we're all done.